Hello, 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 everybody. It's me, Pam, here at Lady Pug Kisses Stamp Studio. I sure hope you're having an amazing day. I know it's been a few days since I've done a video, but here I am. So, never fear, fun time is here. Yeah, whatever. Alrighty, so today we're going to work with the carousel horses again, mainly because I love it. And I've got a very dear friend's birthday is coming up this weekend, and I haven't seen her in like 25 years, 20, maybe 20. But I'm so super excited to see her. So I'm gonna make her a very special card using this. I know she's turning 60, but you know, I told her the other day, you're only as old as you feel. So she says she feels like a child. So let's go. Alrighty, so I actually did most of the work already because I didn't want you guys to have to be here all day. So we are going to go through the scoring and the cutting because they are just a smidge, I don't want to say difficult. I'm not saying that they're going to be difficult or anything like that. I'm just saying that they are, you're going to think it is. You're going to be like, oh my gosh, I can't do that because it just looks so crazy. So, let's get that done. Sorry, I wanted to get that cleaned up just a smidge. Alrighty, so let's get our slicer dicer out. I will put all of the cutting and the scoring down in the this description below, and I will give you a chance to take a snapshot of like the little template that I kind of made, but it's not the greatest. I got this idea from someone that's not English, and I couldn't really understand her, nor could I understand her measurements because her measurements were in centimeters or something like that. So I looked it up. I looked up the card and I found Dawn's Stamping Thoughts, I believe it's called, is who she is. But she also goes by the Glitter Pit, I think. So Dawn Stamping Thoughts or the Glitter Pit, just look her up on here on YouTube. She's awesome. I mean, if you haven't been watching her, you probably should. She's great. So, all right. So first of all, we're going to take the piece of cardstock that I have got cut down to 5.5 by 5 1/4. Okay, or 3/4, 5 3/4. So I did actually have to change my blade because you notice that I've got all those little ickies there. But so let's put the 5 3/4 side up the top here, and we're gonna make sure it's 5 3/4, yes. And now we're gonna take our scoring blade and we're gonna score it at 4 1/4. So we're just gonna take and line it up there, and we're gonna score it at 4 1/4. And that's all we're gonna do to this piece. That's it. Now, also I've got this piece of white cardstock, which is totally optional. You don't need this piece. You really only need it to be half, but we are gonna score it in half. I believe this is 8 inches, so let's make sure. Yeah, 8 inches. We're gonna score it in half at 4 inches. Like I said, you can use just a 4-inch piece if you wanted to, or do what you want, you know, do something else, but this is just how I decided I wanted to do it. So I've got it scored in half, and so I'm not gonna varnish them just yet. But here's the ones that you're gonna have to pay attention to. We've got 2 of them. So what we're going to do is, I believe these are 1 1/2. Yeah, they're 1 1/2. So we're gonna score them in half at 3/4 of an inch. So let's get our scoring blade down here. We're scoring it in half. And then we're gonna get our pencil, and I did leave that out here. Ta-da. So today's history, I wanna get this one done real quick before I start with the history. That way you guys can like know how to do it. So now what we're gonna do is we're gonna turn this up this way, and we're gonna go to 1 1/2. Just line it up to 1 1/2 and make tick marks on both both sides, so here and then again here. So you've got that down. Now what we're gonna do is we're gonna take and we're gonna line up this tick mark with this corner in our grid here. See how I've got it? So, and with our score, make sure I didn't move it. With our scoring blade, we're gonna score. Now, we're gonna do the exact same thing, doing this way. We're gonna just make an X. X marks the spots. So we're gonna get that there, just like this. And again, score it. Alrighty. Now, what we're going to do now is you're gonna cut, actually let's get a piece or some eraser here real quick. And let's erase our tick marks. We don't really need them. I mean, I don't think you're gonna see them, especially not that one, but you never know. So let's just get them erased real quick. Now, you're gonna take your scissors. I did have a pair of tiny scissors I wanted to use, but now yep, there they are. Couldn't find them. Alrighty, so you're gonna cut from here to here. So you're gonna cut along this line here, as close to that score line as you possibly can get. Okay, so you're gonna go there, and then you're gonna go up. And you're gonna do this to both of your cards. I mean, both of these pieces here, so it's gonna look like this. So let's go and do the next one. That way, you know, the more you do it and see it, the better off you're gonna be. You'll be able to figure it out. Again, we're gonna score it in half at 3/4 of an inch, 3/4 of an inch, however you say it. So we're gonna line it up there. And then we're gonna take our score blade. And again, we're gonna line it up at 1.5 here, and we're gonna make our little tick marks with our pencil. So one here, and then one there. And then we're going to line them up again. I sure hope she likes this card. I am so super excited about it. So she knows she knows that I'm a paper crafter. I remember I wrote her a poem when she was moving to Florida. We were living, her husband and my husband, we met when we were in, well, our guys were in the Navy and her husband was retiring and they were moving to Florida. So I wrote her a poem and decorated a frame and everything for her. So I'm also gonna go in here again. We're gonna just erase those tick marks. You don't have to, but you know, I did. So, so now we are completely done with our slicer dicer paper cutter. I should probably say slicer dicer paper cutter instead of somebody thinking it's called the slicer dicer and going on my or any Stampin' Up page and trying to find something called the slicer dicer. So it's the paper cutter, so, and trimmer. So again, we're gonna cut up that line and as close to that score line as you can get and go up again. So I might have to trim a little bit off there. We'll see. Alrighty, so we've got 2 of these. Now, I'm gonna have to get my prototype in a second, but let's get our lines really good and varnished, and we'll do all of our score lines right now. So let's get our other 2 pieces here and get them good and varnished. Sometimes I don't know what I do, but I don't get my paper trimmed exactly perfect in my trimmer, because I have to admit I'm human and I make mistakes all the time, but that's okay, because I can always fix 90% of them. Some of them I have to scrap, but most of them I can fix. So that one is quite fixed. And then this one here, let me get it varnished as well. We're gonna just put those aside. Now we're gonna do these ones. And we want these ones because this is our mechanism. So we want it to be really, really we want it to really be able to work. So I'm gonna bend them over both ways, and then I'm gonna varnish them probably both ways as well. And then here. We want this card to be able to open and close with ease. So, and see, even my cutting was off on this one, as you can tell. If that's gonna bother you, cut it off, like I'm about to do. You don't have to. If it's not gonna bother you, don't worry about it. But me being a weirdo, it is going to bother me. So I am just cutting it off. So I'm really super excited about seeing my friend. She's been begging me to not necessarily move to Florida, but come to Florida for like 20 something years. And I'm just like, no, there's alligators. And now look at me, I'm here. I'm not staying. Honestly, I'm gonna probably move back to Washington State for a year before moving back to Kansas. I actually hate Wichita. Yes, it's the worst place ever. Wink, wink. Please don't move to Wichita. I don't need it to be any more congested. But I love it because it's not congested. So there's no traffic like there is in Seattle and here in St. Augustine area here in Florida. So, but I do want to move back so bad. I feel like because I've got anxiety, I am physically disabled, if you don't know that about me. So yeah, when I broke my foot back in October, I was miserable because I was in a wheelchair because I couldn't walk because of my T12 spinal cord injury. So it just made it even worse for me. So, so I'm disabled, and the way I was in an accident back in 1995 that I'm not supposed to be walking or anything right now. I'm supposed to be in a wheelchair. But physical therapy is amazing, by the way. But because of that accident, I have anxiety driving in traffic. And so I don't really drive very far away from where I live. And if I have doctor's appointments, I have to get my husband home to take me. So now you're gonna have two of them. It's gonna be just like this. So let me get my little sample card here, just to see how we're gonna be gluing it into this piece here. So it's gonna be this way. And oh, look at that, I got pencil mark. That's okay, I've got eraser. There we go. I love erasers. They're great. Although that one doesn't seem to be doing what I want it to do. So, you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna take my mono eraser. It is, if you don't have a mono eraser, you should probably get one. It's from Tombow, and it's called a sand eraser. It's a little more grittier, so it kind of will tear paper a little bit, so you can get that mark off. See? Voila, it's vanished. But I do like other stuff too. So again, we're going to see here. It's going to go this way and then this way. So we're going to get, you can use whatever adhesive you want, but I'm going to use glue because sometimes when it comes to these fun fold cards, glue is going to be your best friend. So, because it gives you that smidge of wiggle room. So I'm gonna just put some glue in here and get this part glued down first. And I am going to go this way. So I'm gonna go all the way down here to the edge. And make sure it lines up. There we go. Very nice. So I've got that one glued down. Now I'm going to glue the other one down as well while we're doing this. And then after that, we'll start our history lesson. No, my My life history is not the history lesson we're getting. Well, it's not really a history lesson. It's just like kind of like history facts is all. I am not a teacher in no way, shape, or form. I was not a teacher's pet either, even though a lot of teachers loved me when I was a kid and stuff. I had ADHD, but wasn't diagnosed because it was way before all that stuff was being, and I was a disruptive child in class. So, but then when I got older, all my teachers loved me in college. So, now, just these little tabs right here is going to have glue. So right here and here. So I'm going to trim off this piece right here because I know it's going to overlap. So I'm going to go in here like this. There we go. This is going to fit in an A2 envelope too, just a standard size envelope. So now what we're going to do is we are going to take this one and we're going to take it up to the fold here. See that right there? Oh, you see it? We're going to put it, and then we're going to just smush it down. I do see that there's just a smidge over here that I missed. That's all right. Got that. We're gonna just give it a second to dry, a few seconds maybe, because this is glue. Alrighty, and we're gonna do the same exact thing over here. The glue is just gonna go on that little corner flap. So I like to get it as close to the edges as possible. You don't have to. I'm doing it because, I can. And then I'm gonna take it without getting glue everywhere. I'm gonna take it back down to that corner and then hold it down, and then we're going to apply. Now again, I'm gonna do my varnish one more time. So like I said, we want this thing to be very pliable. Give that a second to dry. Probably shouldn't cap that just yet. All right, so that's the most difficult part of the entire card, really. So alrighty, so the history that I wanted to talk to you today, I did World War I last time, now I'm doing World War II. So World War II, we bombed Berlin a lot, and once we won the war, we realized that, I'm putting this on here anyhow, that the people of Berlin, the capital city there, were starving. So we decided that we were going to drop food down into Berlin for the people of Berlin. And one day, one of the pilots, his name was Gail Halverson, he was standing near a fence, and there was kids near the fence. But these kids weren't and my husband, being Navy, we just talked about that, remember? He spent a lot of time in Iraq and Afghanistan and even Japan and stuff like that on deployments and stuff. And he would tell you that if you see kids and the kids see people, Americans in their uniform, they always ask for candy or gum or money or whatever. And if the soldiers or seamen have it, they would give it to them. And sometimes they didn't have it, so they don't give it to him. But the thing is that he found it very odd that these children were talking to him, but none of them were begging or asking for anything because they were too proud. They were too proud. Plus, we were considered the enemies. I mean, we were just bombing them, So he had a couple sticks of gum. So he had broke one piece and he gave it to two of the kids, and the kids were like, "Can we have the wrapper?" So he had given the kids the wrapper, and what they had done was they had put it back in the wrapper and they broke it up in a bunch of little pieces and shared it with their friends, their brothers, their sisters. But the next day, he's talking to all of his friends that are in the military there, and they're like, so they gathered up a bunch of candy bars and what do you call that? Bubble gum and stuff like that. And he told the kids, he goes, tomorrow I'll come as we're flying by and I'll drop some more candy and stuff off to you. And the kids are like, well, how are we going to know it's you? How are we going to know which plane? Because there was many planes dropping stuff off. And he goes, well, I'll just wiggle my wings. So his first nickname was Uncle Wiggle Wings because of the way he had wiggled his wings. But that wasn't the only time. He continued to do this candy drop. And then the next thing you know, the Berlin newspapers started writing about him. And then he got called into his colonel's office, and his colonel's like, what have you been doing? And he's like, oh, yeah, I've been making these tying candies to these little parachutes and dropping them down when we were dropping the food off. And he's like, keep doing what you're doing. This is great. Well, then all the candy companies back in the United States started to see that he was doing this, and so they started shipping boxes upon boxes of candy to Germany. And before you know it, we weren't the enemy anymore. In fact, a lot of these kids, many years later as adults, they would tell him, they go, when they got the chance to meet him in person, they'd say, it gave us hope. Because he's like, there's this one child, for instance, he was walking and he was alone and he was feeling destitute and just really bad. And he said the next thing he knew, there's this candy bar falling from the sky. And he thought, you know what? I'm not alone. So it's one of those amazing stories that I just thought I'd share with you. So Google it. His nickname is, you can look for him for either under Uncle Wiggly Wings or the Candy Bomber. He's known more here in the United States as the Candy Bomber. So cute. So these two pieces are going to go in here, and we're going to butt them up to this little area here, and we're just going to put the glue right here where we're going to need it. So this time you can probably use your snail or whatever you have available, but I'm just going to use glue, and because it's out already. Okay, there we go. Here we are. Oh. And then best and easiest way is to just fold that over. Just let it sit for a second. We're going to do the same to the other side with this one. I'm going to give that a few seconds more because I can see that glue is still kind of wet. There we go. So that was our history today. I just thought that was such an amazing story. I remember learning about it as a child, so I'm sure most of you guys have already heard the story and stuff, but I thought I would share it again. So, let's see here. That's not quite glued right. So, you know what I'm going to do is I'm going to line it up here. This part right here, I must have made it not straight. So what I'm going to do is I am just going to line it up at the bottom here. That way I know it'll be straight down here. So just line it up down here. Gosh, I hate when my, sorry, my baby's here or something. When my trimmer blade is bad and I get all those little thingies. But I did replace it, but after I cut this piece. So I'm gonna just pick off some of those pieces. All right, so I don't move it because I know that I don't want it to be butted up against there because it's not quite straight. Just hold it here. There we go. Right there, and then I'm gonna fold this one over like that. That way I know it's not moved and I know it's going to be straight at the bottom. There we go. Now we've got our little doors closed. We are. Let's see how cute. So far it's adorable, isn't it? Alrighty. Now I did get just about everything done, but I saved these. I did these already, but I'm going to show you how I did them because I've got this piece right here I want to do. I don't have to, but I want to because I just love it. So we're going to put these aside and we're going to bring this piece out. Now, where is it? Here it is. I should like just work for Mono Tombow because I've got all their stuff. This is actually their glue, but I bought this because theirs is like, their nozzle is too thick, and I had bought this years before, and it comes with this little thing here, and it comes out really, really small. So, but yeah, this is removable adhesive. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take and put some here onto my glass, and I'm gonna set this down. And then I'm gonna find, oh, I must have moved it. Okay, so, I don't know if I shared this with you guys before, but we've got something called basic border dies. And let me show them to you real quick. They're in our annual catalog, and they're basic border dies, and they come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different dies. I took the one that looks like clouds. Now you can do this with paper, or you can use it with the window sheets that you get with, like, say, your photopolymer stamp sets, like the one we're using today was a photopolymer. So I did it with the photopolymer. That way I can reuse this over and over again. Just a bit of a, you know, and you can do it with all of these dies, by the way. But yeah, so you can use whatever. I've also got a paper pumpkin one. I've got one that I got from probably another stamp company, but I'm using this one because I wanted to show you. But so I'm gonna start off with Pool Party. Even though Pool Party is not coming out to be too blue on here, the colors go together, so I decided to go with it. Alrighty, so let's go and open our Pool Party, and I'll show you how I made our cute fluffy clouds. So, let's see here. I didn't get anything to tap off, so let me see if I've got a piece of paper or something in here. I do. Guess I'll use this one. Fell on the floor. Alrighty. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just add some fluffy clouds in this Pool Party, and then we're going to go on with our Blushing Bride. Blushing Bride is a retired color. I do apologize for using using a retired color, but it goes with this. So and actually I think I want it to go, you can move your little template around to make things different. And so that's what I'm doing. I'm just moving my template around. That way the fluffiness of the clouds are different. They're not like all lining up the same way. And you can flip this over as well, just saying. And you can also like do something like this as well, where you're like moving your die over at like a little angle. Because you know, clouds in the sky, naturally, they don't go straight across, right? There we go. And now we're gonna come in with our blushing bride. So we're gonna put that one away. And we're gonna get our blushing bride. Now, I just take, you can use wet, you can use your baby wipe, you can use whatever you want. I just clean it off real quick, and so it's not to blend colors together. I mean, you don't need to, but you know. Now I'm gonna come almost close enough to that pool party because I'm blending into it. Not too much, just a smidge. Oh, let's line that up real quick over here again. And just a little bit more of a definition. There we go. And move over. Look how pretty those clouds are looking. I think one more layer. And I think I might actually flip it over this time. Make it a smidge different. Now you are going to want to be careful when you choose your colors because you don't want something that's going to look like mud, you know. You get the wrong two colors and they're going to look like mud or something weird, and you're going to be like, oh, I don't like that too much. So do be careful. Maybe do a sample piece first to make sure that they're going to look pretty together. So I'm just getting that wiped off real quick. Now we're going to come in with the mint macaroon. Mint macaroon one. Alrighty, so there we go. And again, we're gonna blend into that blushing bride. Now you can actually use like just your fingers to hold this down. You don't need to have the mono glue like I've got, or the removable adhesive like I've got. But you can also use tape, you know, so don't think you have to go out and buy something if you don't have it already. So go. I think I'm going to go this way. Yep. And this time I'm going to hold a little bit because it seems to be moving. And then just finish it off. Try adding a smidge more color down here at the bottom. There we go, and that's our beautiful clouds bouncing around in the back. I don't know why I thought that this card set should have clouds, but it seems like every one of the cards I've made have this cute little cloud design. So it just comes off so easily that you just rub it like that. And then, because I know that this is probably a huge mess over here, I'm going to take, it's all right, Ellie, I'm sorry, just a little bit of window cleaner. Now we're going to put this card together. So let's put all of our things over here. There we are. Get our card back out here. Now this piece here, I want to go in the card. Yes, card is definitely going to need extra postage, but it will fit into a regular size envelope. So just a heads up that you will need extra postage. All right, so we've got that done. All right, now these right here were also optional. You don't need these ones as well, but I thought they were cute here, so we're just gonna put them there. Oh, you know what? I don't want to glue them just yet. No, to take that off. Okay, so I didn't do all of my stamping. So what I want to do is I want to get my little horses here. Where's the other one? And so they've got a stamp set that says "Let's Celebrate" and one that says "Happy Birthday." So I'm gonna do that. So let me see here. So pool party first, and we're gonna do "Let's Celebrate" with the pool party. And it's gonna go right there. Let's celebrate. And then the other one is Happy Birthday, and we're gonna put it in the mint macaroon. And it's gonna go down here. Bottom. Now we can glue. Oh, see, I'm like over here trying to jump the gun, but first let's glue our ponies onto our pieces here. I did use scrap paper. You see everything. I've wrote little notes and stuff on this one before, because I'm a firm believer in not wasting much. So, you know, my hopscotch double Dutch flip it over, got another one. Yeah, Stampin' Up has been so kind and gave us 2 sides of each piece of paper. So so I use them. So alrighty, so now we're gonna get these glued in there. This one's gonna go on this side. Just going to have just a smidge of a border. Like I said, this particular panel is optional. You can skip it if you wanted to. I sure hope everybody's staying cool. Oh my goodness, is it flipping warm? Whew. So, oof, this weather, there we go. So you got these ones glued in there. Now we're gonna work on this little panel here. So I've got the pole. And so what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take my pole and I'm gonna glue it down. So, and then I'm gonna put the horse on top of it. I'm trying not to use any dimensionals because honestly, I mean, I could, because this card is going to be hand delivered, but if you are going to make it and mail it, you might not want very many dimensionals. There is something called extra postage that you can buy at the post office. I do, and I've got a whole bunch of them because I add extra postage to everything. Because I know a lot of the times my cards are thicker than they should be. So, go. I'm just gonna put our little pony here. Isn't she adorable? Alrighty, now we're gonna work on the front of the card. So, let's see here. This piece is gonna go along up here. Now, I think I want, where do I want the polka dots? I think I want the gingham. I think that's what it's called, gingham. To show on this one, and then the doors I think are going to be polka dots. So I wanted 1/8 of a border. You can definitely cut these to where they're only got 1/4 of an inch using less paper. That's definitely doable if you wanted to do that. But I did mine this way. So let's get this stuff out of my way. Now, like I said, I want the doors to be these polka dots. Lots of contrasting patterns here, I know, but it doesn't matter. It's my card. I can do what I want, right? So now I'm going to, I guess it doesn't really matter which panel I put it on. Just going to on there, and then the same to this one. Oops. So I'm, if you meet me at my Facebook page, which is Lady Pug Kisses Stamp Studio, I'm gonna have mystery boxes. I'm gonna put mystery boxes together. Most of it's retired products and stuff, but I'm gonna put them together and put them on there in the next couple of days, and I'll let you know how much the box is worth, because there'll be probably ribbon in there. There'll be other things in there as well that's not Stampin' Up, but most of it's gonna be Stampin' Up. And so, and that's all I'm gonna, when I put it in there, the cost is gonna be on the cost of this, what products I've got in there. So now there's this little strip down here. We're gonna put the gingham. I think it's gingham. I don't know. Down these two sides. I didn't want my little panels over here to be naked. No naked panels around here, people. Alrighty. Oh my gosh, that's so cute. There we go. See how cute our card is so far? And that, we're not even finished yet. So now we're gonna come in here and we're gonna glue this piece onto here. Oh, I've seen, like Dawn did hers where she didn't put the flap in, and she just did this particular part. And she just put white in there. That's why I said you can do it that way. And then I saw the other, somebody else do a card where they did put that in there, and I think it might have even been Dawn, but I'm not 100% sure. Oh yeah, I want to put this one on first. Now this one I kind of want to overlap on the top and on the bottom. So this one, I think if I might put this one on dimensionals, because I just think that it would be cute. But you don't have, like I said, if you're gonna mail it, you might not want to. So, and I'm not gonna go all the way down because I know that some of that's gonna hang off. This is some of that glitter paper that was last year's or something. I don't know. I think they were the in colors, because this is Sweet Sorbet. So I just thought, oh, it's so cute. I want some glitter on there. So there we go. And then I'm going to put my horse. And here I'm gluing it. I just decided I'd just glue it. We're gonna put rhinestones on it too, so. Or no, a ribbon. I think a pink ribbon. I think a pink ribbon would work. Yeah. My little pony here. So then I'm gonna put this one. I might want her to go all the way down to where that, right there. I think that's what I want. Just like that. That way it covers up my door. And so we are. So in order to make sure that I get it where I want, I'm gonna come in just like that. No, you moved. Don't be moving on me. Don't be moving on me. Alrighty. Now I didn't get any ribbon yet, but I'm gonna find some really pretty ribbon that I think will look really cute with this. So, shh. Hey, shush. You guys are nervous Nancy's. Nervous Nancy's. No, shush. Let me see here. Wait a second. Is this? Yeah, here's sweet sorbet. We're going to use sweet sorbet since we've got the sweet sorbet. So what we're going to do is we're going to make ourselves a little ribbon or a little bow. Go. I'm not the greatest at bow making, as you can tell. But we're gonna get it done. We'll get it done. All right, there we are. I hope. I was off to a great start in the first place too, right? Okay, so there we are. Now we've got our cute little bow made. And get my ribbon scissors, and I know they're my ribbon scissors because I keep them away from everything else. And it does fray, and I like that, so I'm going to actually make this side do the same thing. And I'm going to just... I get these tiny little bull clips and I put them on all my ribbons so they don't unwind. Just a helpful little, you know, tidbit. Now I don't know if I want it to be up here or on her little neck there. I think I want it on her neck. I still might go in there with some gems because I can do whatever I want. It's my card. I'm gonna put some glue here. I've seen other demonstrators use glues, and I tried it and it does work. So I can save some of my glue dots. So we're just going to put that there and just let it dry. And see if we can't find some really pretty gemstones to add on here. Real quick. So, like these ones, they are the 2022-2024 in colors. So it's got the Sweet Sorbet, the Parakeet Party, the Tahitian Tide, Orchid Oasis, and Starry Sky and Orchid Oasis. I don't know, one of the two. So I was getting confused. Alrighty, so of sweet sorbets up there. Really pretty. So let's get some tools. Where's my pick tool? I'm sure that if it's a snake, it would, there it is. Alrighty. So get a couple of these, and they're ombre. Look at that. They go from darker to lighter, just like the paper I used. So I think I want one of these little darker ones. There's one there. Oops. Now I might have to use a glue dot because my thing is just not working. So let me get a glue dot real quick, people. Use one of the smaller ones. I keep my paper pumpkin glue dots because they come in different sizes. And I've done where I've used the enamel that we're Stampin' Up is selling now. I'll show you in a second. They've got Crystal Effects or something like that. So they've got the black, the real red, the metallic. I just got that one yesterday, so I haven't made any with that yet. The metallic silver, the metallic gold, and I want to say there's metallic copper. And then this one here is the pearlized white. And what I do is I take this right here and I take it off, but I leave the sticky part on here, so you have to be very careful. And then you go in there and you take and put little drops on there. And then you make your own little dots. They dry, you just set them aside and let them dry. And the next thing you know, you've got your own little dots. Just in case you want to make your own, just saying. I think I'll just go with the same color. So, one up here. And another one of the bigger one. Come on. Sometimes my little sticky stuff doesn't like to take and pick it up. It's too sticky. All right, let's see here. And then right there, I think. So there is my card that I've made for my very dear friend. And it is called a double, let me see, did I write it down? Double door pop out card. So when you're looking for Dawn's, remember to word it that way. So opens like this, and then it opens like this. And then I'm gonna put happy birthday in here, which I probably should have done a long time ago, but I did not. So I'll just use the blushing bride. And this one says, enjoy the ride. So I should have put this one on the front, but I didn't. I could put it right here. You know that? In fact, I think I will. Wait. Yeah, I think I will. This is very risky, people. I am going real risky right now because this is something I normally don't do. I usually stamp first because crazy stuff happens when you finish your card. It's like, that's when it usually something goes wrong. But it looks good. It looks great. I think what I'll do in here is I'll probably put another happy birthday, maybe. I don't know. But there is our card. I sure hope I have given you guys some inspiration, and you too will go out and make yourself an adorable card like this one. I think whoever gets this card, or from you, I know my friend will probably love it, but I don't know if it'll really stand up. I mean, it will. I mean, oh my gosh. It's gonna stand out like that. It'll stay open so you get to, I think that's cute. That's cute, yeah. So she can put it on her mantle or something, so it's gonna look adorable. So, alrighty. So I've got my little project done for the day. I hope you guys are having a great day, and I sure hope you guys are inspired to start your own little crafting day. Bye, guys.